You're listening to Four Things to Know, a WCCO daily news podcast.
Today is Thursday, August 27th. I'm Johnny Kahner. Thanks for watching and listening to Four Things to Know today. Now, before we get into our top story, we've been reminding you all week, tomorrow, Maria and I will do a live show out at the Great Minnesota Get Together. We're really excited to meet you guys and have a really fun time. That's going to be at 12:30 at the WCCO booth. It's right on the corner of Carnes and Nelson. I'm sure many of you have been out there before, so come hang out with us tomorrow. We really hope you do. Princess Kay of the Milky Way will be there. We're going to have another guest on the show. It's just going to be a lot of fun, so we hope to see you there. Let's get to our top story today. 1 year ago today, 2 young lives were cut short in a shooting at a church attached to a school. 18 other students were hurt, along with 3 adults. The shooting at Annunciation Catholic Church in South Minneapolis left the community shocked and heartbroken. For weeks, blue ribbons lined the streets to honor the loss and the lives of students that were forever changed by the tragedy. Harper Moisky's family says she packed a lot of life into her 10 years on this earth. They remember her as a bright, joyful, and kind child who taught them to be their own light, and that light grows when it's shared. We heard from Jackie Flavin, Harper's mom.
She just packed so much joy and imagination into her short 10 years. And thank God she made it all count. She taught us to live fully, feel everything deeply, love boldly, and never hide your light.
8-year-old Fletcher Merkel is remembered as boundlessly creative, curious, and active. His family remembers his freckled face, blonde hair, and infectious smile. They say he danced when he scored in flag football, loved fishing with his father, and trying new recipes. But most importantly, Fletcher was someone who shared his love with everyone. Here's Erin Shermack, Fletcher's aunt.
Fletcher loved fishing, which he often did with his father at nearby lakes or on family vacations. He patiently taught his grandma how to look for worms when he was younger. The key is to not be afraid of them, he told her. He showed his cousins how to fish. He was so proud of every fish he caught, showing them to anyone who was nearby, asking if they wanted to touch it or kiss it.
Representative Ilhan Omar released a statement about the deadly shooting in her district, saying, quote, "This tragedy struck not only a school and a parish, but a community that we hold close to our hearts." House Speaker and GOP candidate for governor Lisa Damuth saying, "We need to ensure that every parent feels safe sending their child to school, and we will work with school officials and community leaders to make our schools as safe as they possibly can be." And as we pause this week to honor the resilience of the Annunciation community, we also want to hear from the helpers, the first few officers on the scene that tragic day. One member of the Minneapolis Police SWAT team, Yusef Hassan, walks us through his emotions on the day that shook him to the core.
My stomach dropped. I'm a father myself. Going through the church pews and seeing children, that's something that's never going to leave my head. In the position that I'm in, nothing would make me more happy than to save all those kids. Obviously, I signed up to do this job to save everybody, but I think everybody can agree that kids are the only true innocents in this world. So yeah, it would be untruthful for me to say that I treat that the same as I treat any other call.
And we'll have more special coverage of Annunciation 1 year later tonight on WCCO News. Your second thing to know, today the ICE agent charged with shooting a Venezuelan immigrant through a closed door during Operation Metro Surge was released from jail. Christian Castro has been held at the detention center in Brownsville, Texas since May, but Minnesota officials tried to get the courts to extradite Castro back to the state. Texas Governor Greg Abbott refused. The courts have indicated Castro is a major flight risk. He is charged with assault and falsely reporting a crime. Number 3, over in St. Paul, police will not have high-tech help from flock cameras after residents shared their concerns with the surveillance tools. A special city council meeting was held last night with a focus on flock cameras and drones. Police have been using these tools to solve and respond to crimes, but residents have been concerned about surveillance and access to their private data.
There's no reason to trust any claim that these surveillance companies are making. There is no reason to think this data will be safely and securely stored. There is no reason to accept that this data collection is somehow limited to only license plates or bad guys. We don't need this in our streets.
I am of the opinion that these flock cameras are unconstitutional.
Last night, the mayor of St. Paul and the city's police chief announced they will be taking down the 2 flock cameras inside city limits. They also want state lawmakers to come up with standards that help balance privacy and public safety. The city did not mention any changes to the use of drones. And number 4, the countdown's over. The Great Minnesota Get-Together is underway, but it actually is a lot more than just getting together with a bunch of Minnesotans and eating some food. The State Fair is also a key stop on the campaign trail for many politicians pushing for votes this fall. Esme Murphy has more from the GOP booth at the State Fair.
They have been so busy for several hours. We've been here for quite a while. They are going through merchandise. They're giving out information about their candidates. And they really see this as an ideal place to campaign and get ready for the November election. The Republicans, though, have had like a little issue that they're concerned about, and they have hired extra security, which has never happened before. Donna Bergstrom is the deputy chair of the Minnesota GOP. Donna, thank you so much. Why did you feel necessary to hire extra security?
Well, we run basically by volunteers. We have huge staff here, and we have a lot of volunteers that just come here in good faith to help us out. And there was an extra sense this season that there was going to be some problems with the State Fair. So we decided to hire some extra security.
Okay. Obviously, it seems like it's pretty secure. Do you feel pretty secure right here and now?
Yes, okay. We love it here. It's a banner day. We've had so many people. We can't open our door without somebody coming in. So it's really been busy, but we got a great spot. And we want to make sure everybody stays safe, has a good time at the fair.
Thank you so much, Donna. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
This is a great spot for campaigns and for politics. Bottom line, the entire state comes to them as they're running for office.
Those are your 4 things to know today. And it is a busy day for our meteorologists out at the State Fair. So I'm going to do the forecast. I'll do my best Adam Del Rosso impersonation. I'm actually not sure I could talk quite that fast, but it's really gorgeous out. This is his forecast. It's going to be really nice out the rest of the day. Plenty of sunshine, low 80s. It's going to heat up a bit warmer tomorrow. Now, our next chance of rain will be on Saturday morning. So first couple of days at the fair will be fun, and it's supposed to clear up a bit on Saturday as well as the morning progresses.
And now, here's more to know.
A historic summer-long strike now met with an equally historic settlement. Chisago County employees have agreed to go back to work after nearly 120 days on the picket lines. Talks broke down between the union and county officials after months of negotiations, but nearly a year after talks began, the agreement will be presented for ratification tomorrow. The 3-year contract includes health insurance and a 20.5% wage increase over the next 3 years. It's been 3 weeks since St. Paul shut down a large homeless encampment, and instead of moving to open shelter beds, city leaders said most people living there just moved to another encampment instead. That's what members of St. Paul's Public Safety Committee heard from city leaders about the closure of the encampment earlier this month. Their big concern is that more than 100 people who left Pig's Eye encampment are now living at the Randolph encampment. And the city's assistant mayor, Cedric Baker, says it has been really tough getting safe access to that wooded area.
You got things where it almost feels like it's tactical guerrilla warfare that is happening on the site, where you are planting booby traps for people to step in and get hurt. And so our people are going in trying to support individuals that are out there, and they're met with this type of resistance.
The city has not set a date to close the other encampment, but leaders say they are regrouping to find a better way to help the people who are now living there. Now to another story we've been following today. 2 more men were sentenced to prison for their role in what prosecutors call the largest pandemic fraud case in the country. Ahmed Getty was sentenced to more than 5 years in prison. Abdi Hakim Ahmed was also sentenced to 4.5 years in prison. That's all according to court documents. Both men were convicted of wire fraud and money laundering. Prosecutors say they fraudulently claimed to run child nutrition sites, and like many others convicted in this case, they both claim to be feeding thousands of children a day and taking federal COVID-19 relief funds to do it. Lawmakers say a first-of-its-kind position is the most significant step toward fighting fraud in Minnesota. Yesterday, a bipartisan group of 8 lawmakers from both the House and the Senate held their first meeting. They're looking to hire a new independent inspector general. Here's more from Democratic State Senator Heather Gustafson and Republican State Senator Michael Kroon.
This office has teeth. It has subpoena power, investigative authority, and real consequences for fraud and misuse of public funds.
Well, we finally got here. The Office of Inspector General is happening. We're going to get this off the ground, and it's going to make a big difference in Minnesota.
The group is expecting to have a recommendation for the state's new governor by January 1st. Let's talk sports. The Twins lost again last night. I am officially counting them out for the postseason. Sorry to be the naysayer. I just think it's too much. They're 64-70. I think they're done. They're 4 games back. Logjam of teams ahead of them fighting for the wild card spot. Hopefully they prove me wrong, but I don't know. I'm usually right on these things. The White Sox are in town tomorrow. Let's talk Vikings. J.J. McCarthy is scheduled to start tomorrow night at Denver in the final preseason game, but we're not sure if he's actually going to make it out there because a tweak to his ankle means he's now questionable. So Carson Wentz would probably get the nod, if not McCarthy. Now, yesterday was the final practice of the preseason. After this, it's all about the regular season and the Green Bay Packers Week 1. And for veterans like offensive tackle Christian Darrisaw, there is a method to all this practice in August. He says he's found it.
So how do you pace yourself through a training camp knowing what you know?
It's really not pacing yourself. It's more really just pushing it, just to the limits. Just trying to make practice harder than the games. Because when you get to the games, it's just way easier than practice. This is how the things that we've been doing differently now is translating.
And happening tonight, there will be a celebration of Native American heritage at CHS Field. The St. Paul Saints are hosting a Native American Heritage Night with special jerseys featuring the ancient Dakota name for present-day St. Paul. There will also be a traditional teepee and a performance before the game. Now, the game gets started tonight at 7. Tickets are still available if you want to head out.
It's time to take a breath with your Daily Bright Spot.
There's new royalty here in Minnesota. A decades-long fair tradition crowned a new winner last night.
Congratulations, Jenna Hansen!
Jenna Hansen is the new Princess K of the Milky Way. The 20-year-old college student from Owatonna will travel across Minnesota as the official Goodwill ambassador promoting the dairy industry for the next year. And in addition to attending all 12 days of the fair, an artist will carve her likeness into a 90-pound block of butter today. You can actually go out and see it in the dairy building when you head to the fair. We actually caught up with Hansen this morning, who shared how it felt to win.
It blew my mind. I was speechless at first. I was so excited and honored to be able to represent Minnesota's dairy and hold this title.
Her reaction was so great. You got to check out the video if you're not watching the show right now. And you can hear more from her again tomorrow. Maria and I will have the new Princess K on the show, 12:30 live at the State Fair. We're so excited to chat with her and to meet everyone out there tomorrow. Well, I'm Johnny Kahner, and this has been 4 Things to Know. We are here with the news you need every weekday afternoon by 3 o'clock. Thanks so much for listening to us today. We hope to see you tomorrow. Have a great Thursday night, everybody.
Listen to 4 Things to Know, a WCCO daily news podcast, wherever you get your podcasts.